this is Bipasha Basu and we are shooting for Dabboo Ratnani's 2015 calendar. Well, shooting for Dabboo Ratnani's calendar is definitely every year a must for me. This is my 11th year and it's always exciting, and every time we do wonderful pictures. He makes me look great every time, and it's a great sync that we have, me and Dabboo. And what's really lovely about Dabboo is that whenever you shoot for him, there is absolutely no stress, and you always know that you're going to have a fabulous picture. So the comfort levels are great. And what's even nicer now, that when we shoot, we get to see the three bachas. They come all around you, and his family is growing, and it's amazing. I've seen his growth as a photographer, and his family grow also, and it's lovely. It's really, really amazing every time we come and shoot this calendar. It's like an annual thing for me now. Well, about my shot, it is quite a bold shot. We decided we have done a lot of black and white, so we are going to do some vibrant colors this time. And yes, I'm a body person, so we decided to showcase body again. And generally, I don't shoot in bikinis with anybody because you have to be very sure of the photographer you shoot with. So I am shooting in a bikini with Dabboo. I know that my picture is going to be fab. I'm not worried about it at all. And vibrant colors, the energy is there. This breeze, big hair, coal eyes, very stylish, very sexy shot. Yeah, I'm excited to see, what the final result is going to be. My shot is sizzling. My shot is hot. My shot is sexy. My shot is sexy. No. It's super sexy. It's hot. It's exotic. Watch out for my shot. It's going to be hot in Dabboo Ratnani's 2015 calendar.
Bipasha's shot, it's a lot of body, it's hot, it's sexy. She's going to be seen in a bikini in the calendar for the first time. And Bipasha hardly ever shoots in a bikini. She looks great in bikinis, but she never shoots in them until she's really, really sure, of the concept, of the photographer, the trust factor. So I think overall, it's bold, it's sexy, very strong. We used a bikini and we used a lot of fabric, so there's a lot of flowing fabric behind it. And she's a fab model, great body language. Bipasha always makes amazing pictures. Although we've shot so many body shots with her in so many of my calendars, this time it looks every time actually it's been completely different from the other. We always push the envelope and try and get something new, something interesting, some kind of some kind of an expression and a body language which we've never explored before. So she's very hardworking, puts in a lot of effort, and makes the pictures look stunning.
This is Jacqueline Fernandez. Watch out for my shot. Hi, this is Jacqueline Fernandez. Watch out for my shot. 2015. I am coming on Dabboo Ratnani's calendar, so be prepared. Yeah, my first Dabboo Ratnani calendar. Mwah! 2015. I love you, and I love you, Dabboo, for putting me in your calendar for 2015. This is really going to be a very, very special year for me, and a great way to start the year too. So today we did a shot that was, if I had to describe it, it's probably a naughty one. Had lots of cardio, lots of jumping, and it also did involve a towel. So it was really fun. I've never done a shoot like this before. The first time I've actually, I think, gone on bed for a shoot, and I have told Dabboo this, that he's the first man to get me in bed for a shoot. But it was really fun. This is the first time I'm shooting for Dabboo Ratnani for his calendar, and I'm really excited. It's the it was even more fun because his kids were around and keeping me company and keeping me entertained. But it's like I was saying, it's very exciting for me because this is the first time I'm appearing in a Bollywood calendar, and that too of Dabboo Ratnani. So I've always wanted to be featured on it, and looks like 2015 will be my lucky year. And the shoot was really fun. You know, me and Dabboo actually discussed different concepts, and I think you know, we zeroed in on one that was very similar to my personality, which was fun and free and you know, wild, and that's exactly what we've chosen. And it's cute, it's kind of flirty, and that's exactly how I want my first shot to be on a Dabboo Ratnani calendar.
With Jacqueline, it was great fun working. This is the first time Jacqueline's featuring in my calendar, and it was great fun. I think you know, she's got amazing energy. She's got great you know, she really put in a lot of effort in the picture. She gave it 100% every single time. There was a lot of cardio to be done in that picture. There was a lot of jumping and jumping jacks and mad things we made her do, but on a bed in a towel. So watch out for this one.
Hi, this is Priyanka Chopra and check out my shot in Dabboo Ratnani's 2015 calendar. So, I guess every year I dread when December comes what we are going to do for Dabboo's calendar, because you know I think done so much amazing pictures that every single time we have to come up with something totally different. And this time, I guess I'm feeling superhuman strength. I did a film called Mary Com, which makes me feel extremely empowered. So I guess this picture was a representation of, for me, that it really doesn't take much for a woman to be really tough. And so this is my yay feminism picture. And I think it's amazing all these years to consistently and constantly, be a part of Dabboo's calendar. Now it seems like tradition almost. So here's to a new year. My shot is female power. My shot is sexy, and my shot is playful. I've known Dabboo since I think I've known me in front of the camera. He's known me since I was a child, and I think that we've also both grown. I've seen him get married, have 1, 2, 3 of his beautiful babies, and I guess it's always wonderful to come together and look at someone's conception, and I kind of saw him from his. So it's great to have such a long-lasting relationship in this business, and I'm glad that I've had that with Dabboo. Okay, so 10 or 11 years ago we did
a shot of the
shot in the Tandon garage with a bike that time.
That was PC's first shot in the calendar.
My first shot in Dabboo Ratnani calendar ever. But now we've graduated from a bike to a car, so that speaks a lot for us.
We evolved a lot.
We evolved into a really fancy, ancient, cool type car which has a lot of grease on it. Ew. But it's great. We've had so much fun over the years and done some
stunning,
amazing pictures, and this is so much
fun. The shot of Priyanka, I think, has turned out beautiful as well. I think the whole grunge and the PVC dress that she's wearing, we shot at a garage where we had she's almost balancing the car. Once you'll see the picture, once you see the composition and the lighting, I think even PC's never been seen like that before. I think it's the whole she's got great attitude, works beautifully with the camera. It's very fashion, it's very high contrast, it's got a great tone, lots of flair, lots of interesting lighting. I think overall we've explored areas that we've never done before.
you know, when you're working as much as we all do in the film industry, you don't forget. I mean, you don't remember when the year is coming to an end. The only way we get to understand that the year has come to an end is when Dabboo's calendar shots have to be done. So first of all, thank you, Dabboo, and your whole family for reminding me the year is coming to an end, and it's another year gone, and another year of friendship, of excellence, of professionalism that you've shown the whole film industry, everybody else who's in the calendar, some of them who are not in the calendar, but all your friends who've been photographed by you. Your photographs actually somehow transcend just light and images, because you have so much love for everyone that you shoot, all the ladies, all the boys, all the men, and you've been doing it for years, and all of us are so fond of you, because somewhere down the line the year, like I said, is not complete unless Dabboo's shot you. So here's to another year, 2015. I wish you, I wish your family, everybody who's in the calendar, everybody who's watching this, everybody who's attending the function, and all the pictures will be brilliant, I'm sure, as they have been all the years. And I wish you all the best and have a good life. The picture this year is obviously the picture you've taken is of my body, which makes me very shy. But I do believe nobody shoots a body like you do. And I'm very, very thankful to you, because you also know how shy I am and how inadequate I'm at trying to show off a physique. And I would never go on to film till you've shot me. And I've seen the results and I'm saying, okay, this is good enough. And all your workout aside, when you tell me to pose and flex the back muscle and the bicep and everything, I listen to you. I don't know how to do all that stuff, but thank you for making me look good in this calendar, and thank you for the bare-bodied shot. Next year maybe we'll go fully naked. We'll try that. No, I'm joking. I'm not trying that with you also. But thank you so much, and God bless you, and may you have a great year, and may everybody related to Dabboo, everybody who's in touch with Dabboo, be as smiling and as happy as he is and his family is. Thank you. Hi everybody, I'm Shah Rukh Khan, and please do watch out for my shot in Dabboo Ratnani's calendar 2015. It's quite nice. My shot is extremely embarrassing for me. My shot is without a shirt. My shot is late into night at about 4 a.m. My shot was very, very tiring, and my shot was impossible without Dabboo telling me how to do it. Thank you, Dabboo. Here's to our body of work over the years, and I love you very much, and big hug to you, and thank you for just being Dabboo.
With Shah Rukh, we've done a shot which is really intense, dark, black and white. It's a body shot where he's looking really strong, really sexy, and he's looking absolutely rock solid in it. I feel it's one amazing picture of Shah Rukh, and all the Shah Rukh fans are here for a treat.
Hello everyone, this is Shraddha Kapoor and I'm making my debut in Dabboo Ratnani's calendar. So I'm really excited about it. I was waiting for this moment, so it's a proud moment. It's a very, very special day today. I was over the moon when I received, the call to be on the calendar. So it's a really proud moment and one that's going to be cherished, and this calendar is going to be cherished for many, many years, not just for 2015. The theme is so nice. It's a black and white shot, so and the theme is really beautiful. The shot that we have all gone completely like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god over. Like I was shouting and being like an 8-year-old child over here. I couldn't believe the shots that were taken, and very, very tough, but we all fell in love with this one shot, and very, very tough to like just be like, we were just stopping at every shot and we're like, okay, this is amazing, this is amazing, this is amazing. And the one that we have is, if I may so say so, is just, it's amazing. I feel like I look really nice, all thanks to you, Dabboo. Thank you for making me look like this. And this is going to be a timeless image. So thank you so much, and really, really thrilled to be on this calendar. Thank you. Guys, watch out for my shot in Dabboo Ratnani's 2015 calendar, because it's ethereal, timeless, very, very hot. It is rocking. It's OMG.
Another one who's featuring for the first time in my calendar and is looking absolutely stunning is Shraddha Kapoor. And Shraddha's done a really nice, sexy, bold picture, and we used a black blanket, and it's more of a back shot where she's looking over at the camera, looking really hot. We used a lot of fans, a lot of movement. We used 3 fans from various angles so that the hair kept flowing in different angles. Shraddha and me have shot a few times together, but I think this was our best shoot ever, and I'm hoping to keep pushing the envelope and taking it to the next level every time we shoot. She's stunning. She looks, she makes beautiful pictures, very, very hardworking, and really, really great with her expressions, body language. Worked out beautifully.
so this is my 5th time featuring in Dabboo's calendar, and every year it just keeps getting better and better and better, and we come up with some really fun concepts. This time, actually this was our quickest shoot. We finished in a span of 50 seconds flat. We were done. And now after that we had a photo session with the kids, then we had a photo session with Dabboo, and plus the calendar session. So yeah, it was quite fun, and all in a span of like okay, not 50 seconds, maybe about 35 minutes. But yeah, good fun. We came up with this concept where I'll try out different expressions and he'll make a collage out of it, and I'm waiting to see the result because it's going to be a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun for me to shoot, try out different stuff, and Dabboo behind the lens, so automatically all sorts of expressions come out. So yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, thanks Dabboo, and looking forward to this calendar again. Yeah. Shooting for Dabboo is like is the easiest thing to do. He's somebody who just lets you be in front of the camera. He does his stuff and he lets you be who you want to be in front of the camera that day, which I really appreciate. Being a Gemini, I like being a different person every time I shoot. So yeah, it was good fun, and he's somebody who's so easy to work with. Yeah, I really wanted to be there myself, so made the time, made it happen, and I'm glad I did, because it's going to be it was one of my funnest shoots so far, and I'm sure the result is going to be the same as well. Hi, this is Sonakshi Sinha. Watch out for my shot in Dabboo Ratnani's 2015 calendar. My shot is quirky, crazy, mad, a little bit psychotic, a whole lot of expressions, fun. Yeah.
Sonakshi's picture, I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 Sonakshis in one picture. I mean, I think it's something that I'd done before, where I've experimented. Ever since I've been shooting film, I've always had a few actors who've had an amazing collection of expressions, and I used to look at the contact sheet and I used to say all 36 shots look different when we used to shoot film. With Sonakshi again, I think we've managed to recreate a contact sheet where we've got 16 varied, funky, mad expressions, and she left no stone unturned. She just went completely berserk. We had 42 pictures, not 16. It was a hard time to kind of bring it down and choose the best 16. So and we worked on a really funky hairstyle with her new haircut and her red hair. Yeah, I mean, it's looking crazy.
Hello 2015. Hi, this is Vidya Balan and I'm shooting for I can't remember what. All I can remember is that I wore I can't remember that either. I'm shooting for Dabboo Ratnani's annual calendar. It's a ritual, and by the end of the year I'm waiting for that phone call, from Dabboo or Manisha asking me, so when can you shoot? Because it's almost like a good luck charm. I've said this many times before, but I genuinely mean it. And I love shooting with them. I'm so comfortable with them, which is why I think I push the envelope with them each time. Actually, this time around I've gotten rid of the envelope, if you know what I mean. Okay, what I mean is that for this shot I'm wearing red lipstick. What do you think? No, I'm wearing a whole lot of attitude. Expected. And a newspaper. Here's wishing you happy 2015. That's what the paper is going to scream out. And a lot more that I'll leave to your imagination. Whatever you want to write on it, you can. As always, even while we were doing makeup and hair, there was music playing. We are shooting at Candies, one of the hot spots in Bandra. Everyone likes Candies. And I don't know why Dabboo and Manisha chose Candies, but I was like, oh my god, how can I be doing this shot at Candies? But I knew it was them and I knew they'd figure things out, and luckily for us there was no one here at Candies today, so we actually owned the place and we've had a whale of a time. The shoot took hardly any time, as always, but it's yet another special shot and I hope you like it even more than I have. Love you. Manisha and Dabboo, that's for you. Thank you. My shot is sexy. My shot is worth reams of newsprint. My shot is unpredictable. My shot is daring. My shot is going to make news. What else? Yeah?
Just say that line again. My shot is going to make the news.
My shot is...
Sorry, no.
No. My shot is going to make news. One more. My shot is going to make news.
Okay, and I mean, you could just say 1-2 lines about comfort level and shooting together. Just maybe anything that, like how you both have equation no one else has.
This unique equation, or so I'd like to believe, if he's doing the same bite with other actors and actresses, Dabboo.
No, I think from where we started, and from the first time we met, from the first time we shot, there's been an amazing connection.
Yeah, really. I think some part of that can be attributed to the fact that we're fellow Capricornians.
Absolutely.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
And we're the best. I didn't say that. You did.
Yeah, I think the shot's going to be. I think we've outdone all our shots year after year.
I hope so.
And I think again, fingers crossed, you all should love it.
Yeah, really. There's almost pressure,
Yeah, really, absolutely.
to do something different. And each year he comes up with an idea that baffles me. But then I just write him a message saying, I trust you. Yeah.
Super.
Thank you.
Vidya Balan, I mean, you've never seen her like this again. Always for all my calendars, she's always, pushed the envelope. This time, like she said, we've got rid of the envelope, and it's a picture that this kind of a concept and an idea that I've been wanting to plan planning since the last couple of years, and finally Vidya is the one who's done this concept where she's used the only thing that she's wearing is a newspaper. So I think she's gutsy. She's trusts me, and she's gutsy. She trusts me, and has made a beautiful picture once again.